Let's have a shave and a chat with Captain's Choice Nor'easter. Hello everyone, my name is Todd. Welcome to the Take Care Man channel. This video we're just going to have a shave and a chat. I won the Captain's Choice Nor'easter soap and balm and shaving cream. So shaving soap, shaving balm, shaving cream from IMCDB's channel from him. It was donated to him to give away by Captain's Choice. So thanks to Captain's Choice and Chris over at IMCDB. And I'm going to be using the AP Shave Co. I think this is called the Ubrush. You can swap out different, I think these are called ferrules that have knots in it. I've got 4 different ferrules to go on this style handle. This is the SynBad knot, and it's a 26 millimeter. I think that's what I got in, either 24 or 26. I think 24. And I just thought I'd use it because it matches the color on the label here, but it's also a very good brush. And I'm trying out the different ones. I think so far of the AP Shave Co, the 4 synthetics I have the Silk Smoke, the Cashmere, the SynBad, and the 2-bed. I think I like the 2-bed the best, but it's still early in me testing those out. So already got the soap loaded here, so we're gonna go into the face here and start to build a lather. Hope everyone's doing well. I know if you are a regular viewer of the channel, or even someone who recently subscribed based on some of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 compilation videos, you were probably expecting the brush video to be the next video I posted, and that certainly was my intention. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and several other things I want to talk to you about, a couple things I need your help on, and a few things I want to make you aware of. So first thing I want to talk about is why the brush video is not the one that is being posted instead of this one. And that's because I didn't foresee how collecting the information on the brushes by watching everybody's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 videos, I didn't anticipate something that would be needed for the data collection on that. So with the razors, there were, certainly there's different manufacturers and different models, and then even within models, there's different like base plates and even different, handles. With the razor, with the razor blade, you're just usually just dealing with a name of the blade, so the manufacturer and the model of that blade, if you will. Soaps. Same thing, although with the soaps you do have the added variable of a different bases. But with the brushes, you really have 2 major components. You have the handle and then the knot. And to be honest, in listening to the videos, I often would not understand the name of the brush maker. Sometimes the brush maker is like just an individual that's not really, it's just a hobbyist. They're not really selling any. They just maybe give them out to their friends. And so in trying to catch the names of both the knot and the brush, that was difficult at times. Now that might not seem that makes sense, just you listening to me describe it, but I've considered going back and watching again and having what was essentially the problem was I didn't have a column for both the handle and the knot. In fact, you almost need like one category of handles and one category of knots, but that's kind of true for razors too, but usually, well, I start to say usually people are not mixing and matching handles and knots, but you do, because there's usually a standard size handle for many of the razors out there, not all of them, but the threads are the same and you can swap out. All right, I think that's sufficiently hydrated. Got it all down on the neck like I usually do, way too low. But yeah, so some people may have liked a certain style handle. That may have been the main reason they liked it. And they would have even said, it could have been any knot. Some people prefer synthetic, some badger. Anyway, I just should have done a better job from the beginning when I started to watch all 72 videos. I guess 71 minus mine. To collect both of those pieces of information, like the handle maker and the brush maker. So in other words, it really should have been 2 categories. So I really just need to go back through and try to be much more careful, maybe reach out some people and try to get the spelling of the names of the people who made the handle. Of course, then when you get into like some of these knots, they have different versions, or sometimes artisan brush makers will change knot suppliers. So you have a lot of different variables when it comes to the brushes. So I just did not anticipate kind of the intricacy of the data collection that would be needed for watching those videos. So I may just try to post a video with the data as it is, with that caveat, or I may try to watch those videos again. I'm not for sure. I'm sure by now people are kind of sick of hearing about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. That said, it means a great deal to me for several reasons. But not the least of which it is what resulted in the growth of my channel. I mean, I like to think that the content here is partly to take credit for that, but also a lot of big name wet shavers on YouTube did a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 video. And these compilation videos have been pretty popular and have brought in a lot of new subscribers. And, yes, I took time to watch all those and created the challenge, but if it had not been for those 70, 71, or how many other shavers, I wouldn't have all that good data to work with. So thanks again to everybody that participated in that. So we crossed the 500 subscriber mark. When I say we, I mean me and my subscribers. I really appreciate that, guys. It means a lot to me, and I'll be coming up with a giveaway pretty soon. I'm still thinking about what I want to do for that. So that'll be coming, so watch for that. I really wish I had time to post more often lately, and I don't for a couple of reasons. One is I am actually working 3 jobs currently. I work 4 nights a week, and usually I have things that start at work some days like as early as 10 a.m., sometimes earlier, but on a regular basis 10 a.m., which is not that big of a deal, I know, but when you work to 10:30 at night, you do that 4 days in a row. You've got 12-hour days, 4 days in a row, but thankfully I'm able to take Friday off. But usually on Friday I'm trying to catch up with a lot of work stuff. So that's one reason, and the other reason is a lot of times I just like to be quiet during my shaves. The last thing I want to do is hear my voice, and I'll watch other videos or just enjoy the shave or listen to music. And I realize it's kind of selfish, but that's kind of part of the title of the channel, is about taking time out to take care of yourself. So I really do think a lot of my subscribers and viewers, and I want to continue to create content that I would want to watch. So that's kind of my standard. So that's what I shoot for, something that I would want to watch. Even though I know topics are vary, and people have different interests. And maybe they're looking for information about a particular soap or what have you. By the way, speaking of soaps, even speak of this, so the notes on this, I'm going to look over here at my whiteboard sheet, are amber, spicy berry, lavender, citrus, and menthol. And what's nice about this to me is the menthol is not as strong as, say, a Cryogen or a Polar or Frostbite from PAA, which I love strong menthol soaps. But it's nice to have one that's kind of, this was what I would call, like, so there's extreme menthol, I would say, and then you have like strong and you have like medium. I would say this is like medium strong, which I find nice. I know CDB said it just sounded, whoop, about dropped it into the sink. Smelled a lot to him like Drakkar Noir. And it does smell a little bit like that, but I don't really get a cologne-y vibe off of it. I do get, obviously, the cooling of the menthol. I get the amber, and to me that gives it almost a little bit of a barbershop-y quality, so I guess it kind of leans cologne-y in that way. You get the berry, you get the citrus, you get the lavender. It's a nice blend. I was pleasantly surprised when I sniffed it. Not that I expected to smell bad, but I had not read much about it. And I thought it was just a mentholated soap, and not necessarily going for a particular scents. But it's a very pleasant scent. I like it quite a bit. So I was very pleased to win it. Speaking of winning things, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, guys, in this shave. Draw off the hands here a minute. You can see the king of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 blade battles. The Gillette Nassets there. Went ahead and got some of those. By the way, I hear people refer to a tuck of blades. Is a tuck? I don't know if anybody's heard that. I assume it's T-U-C-K. Are they referring to like a pack of 100 or one of these? Like, what is it? Is that a term people use, the tuck of blades? Just, let me know in the comments. Okay, across the grain here. Oh, by the way, we're using the Rockwell 6C in the gunmetal finish. No, I have not given up on the shavettes and the straights, and I'm going to get into that with a little bit more commitment when my schedule is less hectic, and it will be in a couple of months. But I hope I get into the shave razor, straight razors even a little bit more before then, but because I've got the Ralph Oss that my friend Ken touched up for me, and also the gold dollar that he honed from, very beginnings of it, scratch, needing honing it all. I've also picked up a couple of stones, 8,000 and 12,000 stones to touch up my razors. Ken also included a vintage razor when he sent me the razors he's honed, so I've not forgotten about those, Ken. I will get around to them. I've just been, in my mind, too busy for taking time to learn the straights, which means you're too busy. And I am too busy right now. And so this is a time limited thing, and my wife and I have made a commitment to me not working 3 jobs in the future, if at all possible. All right. My short-term memory and attention span is not the greatest, so sometimes I feel like I start talking about something and then talk about something else and never get back to the thing that I jumped off of when I switched topics. Getting a really smooth shave. I think what I was talking about was this Rockwell 6C. I've been using it pretty exclusively for the last month, I would say, if not month and a half. Yeah, probably month and a half. And I'm going to show you what I've been using here. I've been testing out some of the blades that came out in the top, although some that were not in the top of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My view for this is kind of top down, like the top of these dice, because it's sitting on my bathroom cabinet, which is kind of low. But you can see them straight on here. But this is the razor blade dice tracker stand from, I think it's called the Frugal Shave. I think that's right. I'll put the link and the name in the description below. You can check this out. This is obviously the 5 blade one. I had something similar to this from the same artisan on Etsy, but it was the razor holder. And somebody made the good point, like you don't want to leave your razor blade sitting in your razor, and that's something you just have to learn as you move on into the hobby. And so I guess about a year ago I picked this up, and right now I'm tracking the Voskhod, the Persona, the Gillette Nasset, and a Permasharp. And in this razor, which is something I meant to lead with, the one I'm using today, is the Wizamet blade. My buddy Dave in Kentucky sent me one of those. I saw people raving on the Shaving Cadre about that blade, and so Dave was nice to send me a couple a long time ago. And a lot of people from the Shaving Cadre, about a year ago now, participated in the 54321, and they mentioned the Wizamet blade. And I was pretty sure that I wrote it down as Wizamet. I didn't know how to spell it exactly. But somehow, in trying to search for the blade, like when I was doing the compilation, and the name's not on the blade, by the way. It does say Super Iridium, but not Wizamet. Is when I searched for Wizamet double-edged blade, Kismet came up, K-I-S-M-E-T, and I just thought, well, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Never mind, there's a large W on the package. I don't have a package, by the way. I just have the 2 blades in their wrappers. But I did post the picture of the package in my shave video, so I should have noticed that huge W. Anyway, I wrongly called it the Kismet. So I took Kismet, K-I-S-M-E-T, and Wizamet, which I believe is W-I-Z-A-M-E-T, and combined them and made Kismet, which is not a thing.
And the Kismet Super Iridium blades.
So my apologies to everybody that I may have thrown off. I tried to put a noticeable disclaimer down in the description and in the comments, and I appreciate those that let me know, hey, that's the wrong name, and also gave me links to where you can find those blades. So it's my first time using this, and so far I'll just tell you, like, I'm shaving and I haven't noticed anything bad. So so far, smooth, comfortable shave. I've been using plate 4 for probably the past 4 or 5 weeks on this Rockwell, and I'll eventually go to the 5. I didn't notice Mark the other day from Friendship Shaving talking about the differences in gaps between those, and he was talking about how the jump from 4 to 5 is pretty incremental, pretty small compared to some of the other jumps. So I need to look at the back of the box again and look at those actual differences. But for right now, 4 is giving me a nice shave. I am going to try to jump up to the 5, but I want to stay on the 4 consistently as I'm trying out these blades and seeing what results that I get with them. I also have to eventually, when I roll a couple of these out, roll the Kai and the feather in to this rotation as well. Against the grain pass here, if you haven't already figured that out. Anyway, thank you for everybody for hitting 500. Means a lot to me. Not only did I win the Captain's Choice set from IMCDB, I also bought some spots in a recent charity raffle. Get his name right, Ernie Boraga, who I believe had a car accident, and there was a fundraiser, and I actually donated a set of unobtainium soap, the Dirty South Shavers 2019 meetup soap, which I loved, but I could tell, they were wanting to gather things that people maybe couldn't get otherwise, and so I donated that. But also there was like only 8 winners out of several entrants, and I happened to win, and so I've got it written down here. I've got like 6 brushes on the way, 5 soaps, like $150 credit at Flaquito. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Leather. I'll put that link below. A $100 gift certificate to West Coast Shaving. Let's see what else. Oh, and a straight razor. It's a Rarity brand. At least I think that's what it is. I'll roll a picture in down here, but it has ivory and ebony scales. Anyway, if you know anything about this razor, you can tell me a little bit more about it. So anyway, I'm anxious to get that in and give that a look. But people were really generous with their donations. All right, let's check here for pickups. Yep, usual suspects down here. These are usually where my areas are, where you see currently, sort of currently painted there. I'm going to do that too. I do like to occasionally to gently, I'm not pulling hard, but gently pull the lather out that's left in the brush and apply it like that. That helps with brush cleanup, but also it kind of feels good to sort of rub this on and also feel for places that you need to make pickups. So anyway, you'll be seeing some of those products that I won. I was floored that I won that, and that really means a lot. And to Ernie, I hope you're feeling better. I think he's in the process of moving to a rehab facility. But anyway, the old Cahaba Shave Group really rallied around him and supported him, and everybody who participated in the raffle. Something else I wanted to mention, I'm looking at my notes over here, is I've got a lot of soaps I'm wanting to move along. Some may be in a giveaway, but a lot of stuff I've got I'm wanting to sell or trade. So as far as selling specifically, which buy, sell, or trade sites or sources do you like? Is there a Facebook group you prefer to use? I know some people send their stuff to Murphy and McNeil. Some people sell them on forums. I don't know to what extent you can sell used soaps and aftershaves on eBay. Anyway, just tell me, what's the best place to do that and why? In other words, is it the best place to get it's less hassle? Is it is it a place where you tend to get the most money or the most interest because there's a lot of buyers? Just let me know which buy, sell, trade. It doesn't have to be just one, but which outlets you prefer to use and why. And that would really help me out as I try to thin my den out a little bit. Wow, guys, this is pretty good shape. Sometimes when I'm feeling for how close it is, I push in too much, which is going to make hairs pop up. But I still get tempted to kind of pull a little bit here with the DE, which I think most people don't do, but it's my shave, so that's what I'm doing. By the way, I want to kind of quickly mention, a lot of people have been knocking some people's lather preferences and calling them show lathers, almost to say that they're only for show or that they are real showy, and saying that you can use as long as it's well hydrated and slick, you can use a really thin lather and don't necessarily need to have a thick, voluminous, fluffy lather, and that's completely true. But I just want to say that if it's it's as Chris from IMCDB like to say, it's your shave, do it your way. I'd always also say I wouldn't say it's a show lather, it's yo lather. I mean, you lather the way you want to. If it's not working for you, ask questions. I know a lot of people have commented at times on my lathers, which I've appreciated, that they weren't hydrated enough, particularly for straight razor shaves. And usually if they're hydrated well, you can sort of start to see a sheen to them. And so I've really been working on that a lot in my shaves. Let me rinse off and we'll come back for the balm and a few more points to talk about. Lancaster towel, I missed I set an alarm for that drop on Saturday for Lancaster Razor Works, and I was going to pick up a couple of towels. When I got there, the only one left that was a color I really wanted was in white, so I do have a white Lancaster towel coming, but I was a little late to get in there for the drop. All right, because I've really enjoyed this this black one I have. So let's go in here to the balm. I have Captain's Choice balm in the Bay Rum, which I really like. I love their Cat of Nine Tails splash and their Bay Rum soap. Put a little bit there in the hand. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with just the balm. Let's just go with just the balm. I was going to do a little witch hazel, but let's just go with the balm because I don't see any nicks. Could have been a little closer in places. One of the reasons I want to try that plate 5 on the Rockwell 6C. And I would say the balm, at least initially, of course I've just applied it. Yeah, it seems about the same level of menthol. I started to say the you know, less menthol, but it seems to be about the same. It takes a little while for the menthol to kick in, so to speak. But that was a really comfortable shave. It really makes me wonder about these Kizamet. No, I did it again. Wizamet blades. Some people posted where you could buy like 50, and it was, or it might have been, I think it was for 100, but it was like $50 for 100. So like as expensive as the feathers. But I really didn't concentrate a lot on that blade while shaving because I can't talk and focus on that stuff at the same time. So I'm gonna you know, do a shave in the future with that again, particularly you know, on a second use, see how that is. Because I may have to pick up some of those because I just didn't notice it in this shave in a good way. I don't have any nicks. I don't know, maybe there were some during the shave that I just forgot about, but that's the most incident-free shave I've had lately. I've always usually have either a little irritation or one little small nick or something, which doesn't bother me, by the way, as long as I feel like I get the shave I want and I don't have, you know, lasting irritation. But yeah, that felt great. And again, thanks to Chris, IMCDB, and folks, fine folks at Captain's Choice, which, by the way, a lot of their proceeds go to, and I want to get this right, the Midwest Shelter for Homeless Veterans. So I'll put a link both to that page that talks about that on Captain's Choice and a link to that charity, that shelter, so that you can check that out. Really enjoyed using the Nor'easter. A really nice scent, nice level of menthol. Use the Rockwell 6C in gunmetal finish. This, I don't know if they do this every year, but I picked this up at the first of the year. They have like a Christmas / end of the year / beginning of the year sale. I've noticed I've used slash a lot in my videos, and I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, I picked this up for $40, so they go on sale for $10 off. At least they did this turn of the year. Maybe they will at the end of this year as well. But and if they do it at other times, let people know that below in the comments. So I picked this razor up for $40, which, guys, to me is a steal. I'm really in love with this razor. It's a comfortable shave. I really want to compare it to my 43C, which is basically the 34C from Mercure. So I want to try that out. Boy, a lot more I want to talk about and say, but I've already rambled on and took a lot of your time. Oh, let me do mention the AP Shave Co. SynBad knot with this Ubrush handle. Again, these come off, and you can order these preloaded with a particular knot that you want, and then once you get the handles, you can just screw that on there, which is kind of cool. So I'll be using those more in future videos. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to mention. Again, thanks for 500 subscribers. Thanks for everybody's participation in 54321. And I look forward to doing some other shaves other than 54321 very soon. We'll get that brush video out of the way. So let me get that data cleaned up because I want to give you something that's useful to you, gives you good information about the brushes. And I may do like a summary video after that. So there may be one more in the offing besides just the brush video. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care, man.